Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm here once again with Sadie for service dog training. This is phase 3 of service dog training. She's about to go back home with her owner to finish off the home part of phase 3. On this video, I'm going to be focusing in on the picking up objects exercise. We're getting Sadie to begin to move towards picking up objects off the floor and giving them to her owner. Now here, on this exercise here, you're going to see me start to really start to introduce this. Okay, this is something where influence is needed. So there is a little bit of kind of pushing the object into her mouth at a certain point. Not meant to be like overly hard or like shoving it into her mouth, but also at the same time, lots of praise and reward when she has the object in her mouth, as well as, again, when the object's in there, you'll see me kind of applying a little bit of pressure to have her continue to hold on to the object as she passes it over to me. So this is a type of shaping exercise, a type of shaping interaction where I'm starting to get her to accept the object. Now, the great thing about this type of exercise is this can be done just from a seated position. So I'm going to be sitting here in the chair. I have the objects here I'm going to be using. I have the little the plastic pipe. Again, this is easier for her. So again, you always want to kind of start off with an easier type of object that the dog is going to start to take a hold of, and then transition to more difficult objects. And here I have a pill bottle, again, still plastic, but then moving into keys, metal. Okay, so starting to use metal objects as well. So starting to use different types of objects, different types of textures to get her used to being able to pick up a variety of different objects from the floor. Objects that perhaps are more typical that her owner will drop. So here I'm going to start doing this exercise. You see how I'm doing this? Again, this is all about timing, praise, reward, influence, part of it as well. But again, this can be a fun little exercise. This is something where the owners of the service dogs can actually do this a little bit, do things that are helpful, but they can do this little exercise during the home visit or when the dog is back into the home environment. So we're going to bring Sadie along the side here. Again, this is the same side we use for the stand to assist, which you've seen Sadie doing quite a bit. I'm going to bring her over here beside me. Line this up. So here, right from here, again, it's all set up here. I'm going to get her to start to take the object. Good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl. So I saw that was great. So here, she took the object. Sometimes she'll tend to kind of open her mouth, yawning, like she's doing things kind of subconsciously to have the object go into her mouth here. But again, important to give her lots of praise and reward when she takes the object. So again, I'll put it in front of her. I'll use the word get it. Get it, get it, get it. Good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl, out, good girl. So you see there, I'll say good girl, lots of praise. The word out to release, okay? So when I say that word out, I'm putting a little bit of influence on her to get her to open her mouth and release it. It's the same thing, I'm bringing it in front of her. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. So I'm pushing against her mouth here a little bit. Get it, get it. So here I'm going to force her mouth open a little bit here. Get it, get it. Good girl, good girl, good girl. So there's a good example of me forcing her mouth open a little bit. Because here's the thing, it is a demand. So when I'm doing this exercise, she'll be kind of more enthusiastic the first couple times because, again, she's starting into this. She's like, okay, I'm all for it. But then after like the third, fourth time, she's like, I don't want to do this anymore because I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Okay, just like the vehicle exercise, right? It's the same type of thing. So this is where I will push it, okay, beyond just a couple times to get her, put a demand on her to take it. So see, I'm actually going to force her mouth open a little bit. But again, praising her at a very high level once it's in there. I'm going to do this again. Get it, get it, come on, get it. Give her a second. Get it, come on, get it, get it, get it. Good girl, good girl, good girl. Out, good girl. So you get lots of praise and reward there. I dropped a little pill bottle. Not a big deal. Get it? Not quite ready to pick that up for me yet. We're going to sit. Now here's the same thing. I'm doing this too, putting her into a sit position. You want to line this up. So I want her to be stable in terms of when she picks it up, passing it to me. Now here you're going to see, I'm going to kind of turn her head a little bit as I do this. The same thing here, she's saying, okay, because this is where, again, it's turning into more of a demand, because now she's saying, you know what, first couple of times I was fine with doing it, you know, now we're getting into me putting some influence, putting a demand on her taking it. So here, same thing, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. She's saying, I don't want to do this anymore. Get it, get it, get it. Come on, get it. Good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl, out, good girl. So there, the trick of it is, when I'm doing this, is just enough force, okay, smooth and fluid, but not to get into a battle with her. And so as soon as this goes into her mouth that way, really come on to the praise and reward part. Because what happens is, although this is taking a demand, she'll start to be more, you know, motivated to do it, even through a demand. Okay, so here, because you notice I put it in front of her mouth, she's like, you know, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, and then, you know, forcing it in. So, but again, even when I'm using this type of force exercise, I'm not going to do it, push it beyond maybe maybe 2 or 3 more times. Okay, so because I know I want to set this up so that when I come out, because the first couple times you saw she took it pretty, you know, lots of desire there. I didn't have to apply any sort of force. As you continue to do this, she's just going to start to take it without having to apply any force at all, and then she's going to start to do it, you know, consistently the right way. So here I do this again. Get it, get it, get it. Because she hears a command, and when she hears a command, I want her to respond to that command. Good girl, out, good girl. So again, the same thing here. She's, you know, she's saying she's doing it. Okay, just that again, because I'm not trying to create a battle with her. So even here, I'm giving her a moment or two to kind of just, you know, leave her alone for a moment, and so we're just hanging out. But she kind of gets a sense that this is happening. So again, we'll do it again here in a second. Put it in front of her mouth. Get it. Bring her up. Put her back into a sit. Come on, get it. Get it. Come on, get it. Get it. Get it. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Out, good girl. So again, that kind of gives you a glimpse into the exercise, how to do it. Again, when you're doing this, it's all about taking a demand. You know, temptations to use treats or use something to try to motivate the dog more, but then again, you know, that starts to get this whole issue of control and relationship. And so then a dog will not want to do it, okay, when they need to do it based on what you want, okay? So understand that influence is part of it, so it needs to follow the path of a demand. Still lots of praise and reward, but following a demand. You understand? So it's like influence is part of the equation at the very beginning. So when I say the word, you know, she needs to take it. It's a demand. And then I'll reward her, but I'm not using the reward itself to try to start that way at the very beginning. Okay, I'm not trying to, because then again, that'll take the form of bribery for a dog that already has control issues. Just like the vehicle exercise. You saw how the vehicle exercise happened. It's the same type of thing. I could have put a whole pound of hot dogs up on the seat and she would have jumped up. But then, again, the same problem exists because it's about relationship. Then, at times, I really need her to go in the vehicle. She's saying, you know what? I don't care if there's hot dogs up there or not. I'm not doing it. Okay, so this is the whole thing about, say, a parent-child relationship. So she needs to do the things she needs to do based on, you know, right relationship, being in right relationship, her perceptions change the right way. So again, that's really good. Again, that's kind of like an entry point. So this is something I'll be doing a lot with her, a lot of repetition, you know, multiple times. Just like the vehicle, multiple times. So it's all about just getting into a framework of doing the same thing over and over and over again, and she starts to become more and more agreeable to that. Thanks for watching.